Thanks for staying with us on TVWan News. Papua New Guineans living in Townsville are excited about the direct flight service by Air Niugini into Townsville, Australia. They say this will provide the opportunity for former PNG citizens and residents to reunite with family in PNG while looking at opportunities in business and education.
Air Niugini will provide Townsville and North Queensland with a safe, efficient and reliable service, starting with twice weekly services. Chairman of Air Niugini, Sir Frederick Reha, outlined that two beneficiaries of this new service is the PNG community in and around Townsville and look at opportunities in the small business sector, giving Curtin Brothers as an example.
You can ask the community people here themselves, the business people that travel frequently to Papua New Guinea. They'll tell you very quickly they prefer to go direct from here. They can spend hours waiting or transiting via Cairns to catch our flights from there. Some of them even overnight to catch the following. It's so convenient for travelers now to go direct. And for businessmen, time is money. So you got to go quickly and come back 2 days later or whatever, and you've delivered what you wanted. So
the sisterly relationship between Townsville and Port Moresby can only grow from here on, with Air Niugini building traffic, making Port Moresby the hub of the Pacific.
Townsville, of course, has a sister city relationship with Port Moresby, the capital of Papua New Guinea. And when I was based in Cairns in the 80s, I got to know the mayor at the time, Alderman Mike Reynolds, who was the mayor at the time, and they fostered and signed a sister city relationship with our capital city, Port Moresby. And since then, there's been no air link. So now there's an opportunity to join Papua New Guinea with Townsville.
Oro couple Mrs. Sauni Priscilla Ogomeni and her husband, including Torn Weka from Uritai village in Gulf Province, are happy with this service.
Because sometimes we have to stay in Cairns for 3-4 hours, for the flight. Especially coming back is the worst. We arrive there about, say, 10:30, and we wait until 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon to fly to Townsville. So whole, days wasted just sitting there.
But Air Niugini, to me, is very, very exciting because it has always come to Cairns and back. And like other citizens here have said, they would travel all the way to Cairns and then catch a flight to Port Moresby. It's coming, it's an open door to Papua New Guineans here, and also for Australian government, Australian people that wanted to do business in PNG.
The PNG community in and around Townsville comprises over 5,000 people, and with the direct service by Air Niugini, it brings them more closer to home. Sophia Rousseau, TVWan News.
Impeccable and relevant even to this day is how the Speaker of the National Parliament described Sir Michael Somare. He thanked the people of the Muruk Lakes in the East Sepik province for sharing their sun with the nation.
I am indeed privileged and honoured to be in this chair, first as a Member of Parliament, then as the Speaker that farewells the father of our nation.
Leader of Government Business and Taripori MP James Marape thanked Sir Michael Somare for the formation of the Hela province. Meantime, before officially moving to close the 9th Parliament, he gave some record-breaking statistics on the performance of the current government.
As Prime Minister said, we never missed one sitting due to lack of quorum. The only time we missed was last week, Tuesday, when we had to be in the Leadership Summit. All in all, 259 laws were passed, 240 acts of Parliament, 12 constitutional amendments, 7 organic laws. We made 182 ministerial statements and report, and we rectified 12 international treaties. Mr. Speaker, this Parliament goes down as the most busiest, most attended, and the most successful Parliament in our nation's history.
The opportunity by YWAM medical ship to come into PNG and touch the lives of so many people is truly amazing. Prime Minister Peter O'Neill said delivering healthcare to the country is a great challenge, but he believes that his government has been the most effective.
Health and education go hand in hand, and as a result, the current O'Neill government has allocated 40% of its budget to these two important areas. As part of the inaugural direct flight into Townsville, Prime Minister Peter O'Neill and other Papua New Guineans visited the YWAM Centre, where up to 20 young people of different nationalities trained to serve on the medical ship.
So when you can see from these videos, the opportunity for an organization like YWAM to come into a country and really touch the lives of thousands of people, it is something that is beyond imagination, and something that we truly appreciate. And delivery of services to these remote communities has been a challenge for our government as well. But since coming to office in 2012, we saw the breakdown of the health care system in the country. And one of the priorities that we committed to the nation was that we will try our very best to get it back on track. As a result of that, we have been the only government over the past 5 years that has fully funded our healthcare system in the country.
O'Neill said the health service provided by YWAM is starting to have an effect on PNG's health approach, especially in the villages.
But what that will open up for us in real terms is the opportunity to be able to connect into Papua New Guinea on a far greater and a more regular basis. So we'll be flying up next week and then we can fly back down, and just it's going to open up so much more connections and so much more relationships and strengthen both of our nations. And the opportunities for us in Townsville, just wonderful.
YWAM initially set out to serve the southern region of PNG with healthcare in dental and antenatal service provided to the width and breadth of Daru, Central and Gulf. On a lighter note, PM O'Neill shared some humour, inviting YWAM ship to the Highlands in terms of partnership to provide healthcare to the Highlands as well.
The other area that we need to see is also, I know it's not too much to ask for, but Mike Reynolds and Ken, but there's almost more than half the population of Papua New Guinea live up in the Highlands. I know we cannot take your ships up there, but we'll be quite interested in engaging with your young team in those communities as well.
Sophia Russo, TVWan News.
Statistics have shown there is a decline in the number of trekkers visiting the famous Kokoda Track during the launch of the commemorations of the 75th anniversary of the World War II Kokoda campaign. Tourism Minister Tobias Kulang revealed the drastic fall from 6,000 to 3,000 trekkers visiting the track annually.
Tourism Minister Tobias Kulang said the drastic fall of visitors visiting this iconic site was because of a number of reasons, including marketing, on-site infrastructure and a generation issue. Minister Kulang said from past experience, the funding allocation for Kokoda Track marketing alone in Australia was 18,000 kina, which is equivalent to less than 8,000 Aussie dollars. He said this is not enough to put this product on the market.
This lab ground, this lab track here, I'm still stop landlord papa ground. You mean no properly, no formally recognizing the demarcating this ground, so you mean talk, it's a preserved area where state can exercise certain level of authority. So everything that we are doing there is on a deck basis. DFED goes and does some things, KA goes and does some things, KT does some things, tourism goes and does some things. We need to follow all these things together.
Oro Governor Gary Jufa, while commending the government for its effort in tourism development, said that there needs to be improvement not only in infrastructure, but also other mechanisms that manage the important part of the tourism growth.
I would like to thank the government for making an effort to give some priority to tourism, which has been neglected for, I would say, the last 40 years. seen just basically lip service paid and very little effort put into this industry, an industry which could put a lot of funds, generate a lot of revenue and income, not just for the country, but for ordinary Papua New Guineans.
Tourism Promotion Authority is partnering with the Kokoda Track Authority to facilitate and organize commemorative activities throughout the year for the Kokoda 75th anniversary.
To give importance and significance to the 75th anniversary of the war from 1945 onwards, we are trying tonight to launch a couple of events that are coming up and that will be celebrated both here in PNG, Australia, and also some activities along the track as well.
SIPA, Kokoda Initiative, Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, and Australian Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade are part of this commemoration. Tere Alex, TVWan News.
The Kokoda Track Authority has hosted rangers from the Queensland Parks and Wildlife Service to conduct regeneration and conservation activities at Afogi on the Kokoda Track. This is the first of a series of projects where Queensland Rangers will join KTA Rangers and local communities in a capacity building arrangement to protect the fabric of this historic place. QPWS Ranger Dave Fuller said it was an honor to learn local land management techniques for KTA Rangers and the communities. He pointed out that the track was more than 75 years old and the erosion levels in the wetter part of the year is similar to that in Australia, but without the intense use. With election writs due to be issued in less than 3 weeks' time, more than 10 intending candidates representing the 3 electorates of Port Moresby, including the NCD regional seat, have announced that they will be serving the Electoral Commissioner a petition demanding for actions regarding alleged misappropriation of election procedures.
The petition states that the procedure of the new electoral roll update had failed miserably, with a good number of eligible voters not registered, especially in settlements in the Motukoitabu villages. Speaking on behalf of the intending candidates were the intending candidates for NCD regional seat, Michael Kandiu, Boni Igeme and Noel Anjo.
Addressing to the Electoral Commission is to have a fair election, safe and a fair elections. We know that the current common roll update has been going on, it's been inadequate and insufficient, it's not done properly.
So they did that, but they have not properly done it. So most of our people in Port Moresby have missed out. Our children who reach year 18 and over, they have missed out.
Therefore, we are calling on the Electoral Commissioner to do the right thing by appointing experienced officers.
Other intending candidates also shared their views.
The Electoral Commission has conducted itself in appointing the ROs and AROs in a very suspicious manner.
Migration is taking place, their names transfers not been activated. Therefore, I'm asking the Electoral Commission to accept the Form 12 also.
We shouldn't be having this if the Electoral Commission has prepared itself like some 3-4 years ago. Because they failed to address all these problems. Now we're having these problems because they rushed the last minute to, update the common rules.
The petition also states that if this blunder is ignored by relevant authorities, there is a danger of having a miserable failed electoral roll at the elections, which may result in dire consequences on the coming 2017 national elections in NCD. The candidates have given a 24-hour time frame to the Electoral Commission to respond. They say if there is no response in the given time frame, there will be legal actions taken. The petition states that if this concern is received without a prompt and positive response by Wednesday, the 7th of April 2017, they will seek legal redress to correct this massive blunder by way of court injunction. Imelda Wavik, TVWan News.
Quick action is needed to sort out accommodation for police officers and their families at the Gordon's Police Barracks and other relevant units, considering that the election commences just 3 weeks away. Heads of the NCD command say with the election writs due to be issued on the 20th of this month, this problem needs to be resolved so that police officers can concentrate on security for the elections.
NCD Metropolitan Superintendent Commander Ben Turi told TVWan News that these police officers are some of the frontliners that will be heading the police operations during the election period. He said their welfare needs to be sorted out promptly as we do not want chaos during that time.
And it's a bulk of the police officers live here. Majority of officers in NCD. So if we don't do something now, we'll have a problem during election. It's just a few weeks before the race is open. This is an issue where I don't know how it drum out, but we feel for our police officers.
This was also stressed on by the NCD Central Police Commander, Sylvester Kalaut, who reiterated that the 2017 national election is a very important event that needs the presence of police personnel.
The assumption is that it can also affect the elections because we need manpower to go out there and police the Highlands provinces and even in the city. And we want our members to, live in good housing so they are stable so they can attend to their duties.
Meantime, election operations have already begun in the NCD command with police personnel deployed to their rightful posts for awareness purposes.
So phase 1, that is awareness. So they've gone through the city with truckloads of officers clearing drunkards. Our drunkards will be the one that is causing nuisance, and we will continue. And
Imelda Wavik, TVWan News.